a spirit has appeared, but it's not necessarily...
Okay, so because a spirit appears doesn't necessarily mean it's a haunting.
And grieving does stop the spirit from
passing on. That's what I was going to ask.
on.
Is that like kind of inhibit the spirit?
They try to stay there to console the people, their loved ones.
The Filipino funeral superstition is not to cry because the dead can't move on. My relatives would kind of get upset at each other if anyone shows any sort of grieving during funerals. My mom tried really hard not to cry at her mother's funeral because she cried at my uncle's funeral.
It's normal to grieve for a month. You hate that. It's so crazy to think of how vastly different have their own traditions, and your beliefs are dependent on culture as well. And religion.
My friend from Trinidad, she mentioned that a Hindu superstition that they have, you have to walk backward after a funeral so the dead won't follow you home.
Came down, the chairs flew in all different directions. Not only once, this happened every day.
Who saw this happen?
Oh,
police officers, firemen, chiefs whirling.
Like the furniture.
Chiefs whirling.
Alcoholism and drug abuse and animosity cause a haunting.
Because it creates a type of energy in that house, and spirits are attracted to it by the aura.
Attracted to that?
By the aura, Tony, by the aura. They're attracted to the aura of individuals who they've gone against the laws of God. They're destroying the physical body that God gave them.
I think it's all about energy, in my opinion. Knowing how bad the relationships are in this household, this house will be haunted.
The wires underneath the hood of the car were all braided like you'd braid hair. We're all braided together.
Just practicing.
Yeah.
I swerved that Chevette, almost turned it over, went up on top of the grass lawn and turned and went around. There was no car there. That's a phantom car.
There really wasn't a car there?
There was not a car there because what I did is I parked, I waited,
and nothing
and
came.
other cars come.
Ed Warren, he lived in a haunted house when he was really young for a few years, and so he vowed that he would help anyone who ended up in that situation. And Lorraine, she experienced her abilities early on in life where she saw lights around people. Have I encountered any nice ghosts? I haven't encountered any mean ghosts. My friend was saying how there isn't really any distinction between like good and evil. It's her belief that evil is really just misunderstood. And I thought that was an interesting perspective.